You're standing in the heart of the Roman Empire. The year is 67 AD. Marble columns tower around you. Torchlight flickers off golden statues, and whispers echo through the vast corridors of Nero's palace. Something strange is happening. Something no one dares say out loud. The emperor, a man once hailed as Rome's golden boy, is about to marry. But not a noblewoman. Not even a foreign princess. His bride is a teenage boy, transformed, dressed, and forced to become a ghost from Nero's past. This isn't just the story of a mad emperor. This is the true, terrifying descent of a boy named Sporus into a waking nightmare. Part 1. The Emperor. Who fell in love with power? At first, Nero wasn't a monster. When he took the throne at just 16, many Romans thought he might be a philosopher king, a patron of the arts, a friend of the people. He cut taxes. He performed in theaters. He gave grand speeches about justice and beauty. But absolute power doesn't just corrupt, it distorts reality. Over time, Nero's paranoia deepened. His enemies grew more imaginary, his rages more sudden. And when tragedy struck, when his beloved empress, Poppaea, died under mysterious and violent circumstances, it was the final crack that shattered what was left of his sanity. Ancient historians say Nero struck her during an argument. She was pregnant. One blow was all it took. He didn't just mourn her. He unraveled. He refused to cremate her body, embalming her instead, visiting her tomb, speaking to her ghost. He declared her a goddess. But for Nero, grief wasn't enough. He needed her back. And that's where Sporus's tragedy begins. Part 2. The mirror that shouldn't have reflected her. Sporus was young. Historians estimate he was 14 or 15, born into servitude in the imperial palace, educated, perhaps even hopeful for a quiet future. But fate had other plans. Nero saw him and froze. The boy's delicate features, his eyes, his voice, Nero saw Poppaea in all of it. Or maybe he just wanted to. He summoned doctors. Not for healing, but for transformation. Sporus was castrated. He wasn't asked. He wasn't given a choice. His body was taken, changed, and sculpted into a twisted tribute to a dead empress. Then came the clothes, the jewelry, the makeup. He was renamed Sabina. He wasn't just meant to look like Poppaea. He was meant to be her. And soon after, Nero made it official. He married him. Part 3. The Wedding of Madness. The palace filled with music. Silk banners lined the walls. Nobles smiled through their teeth. The emperor, in his most elaborate robes, stood beside a teenage boy dressed as a woman. They exchanged vows, shared bread, signed the documents. It was done. Sporus became empress. But this wasn't love. It was a performance, one where Sporus could never break character. He lived in Poppaea's quarters, wore her jewels, sat in her seat, was spoken to like she still lived. Nero would whisper to him at night, recalling memories that never belonged to him. And Sporus played along, because the price for slipping up was death. He learned to walk differently, speak softly, smile on cue. And all the while, his true self faded away. Part 4. The empire burns, but the show goes on. Even as rebellions rose across the empire, Nero clung to his illusion. He paraded Sporus through Greece, called him his eternal bride. But his empire was collapsing. By 68 AD, Nero was declared an enemy of the state. In a final act of despair, he fled. With a handful of loyalists, including Sporus. When Nero realized the end was near, he took his own life. And Sporus, he was left behind. Vulnerable. Broken. Still wearing the mask of a dead queen. Part 5. The final curtain. In the chaos that followed, Sporus was passed like a prize between Rome's new rulers, used for his symbolic value, but never treated as a person. Eventually, one emperor, Vitellius, planned something unthinkable. He wanted to stage a mock wedding in the Colosseum, where Sporus would be publicly raped and humiliated for entertainment. It was too much. Before the spectacle could happen, Sporus took poison. He died before his 21st birthday. In that moment, he reclaimed the only piece of power left to him, his end. Final thoughts. The price of obsession. Sporus's life wasn't just a footnote in Roman history. It's a haunting portrait of what happens when power is unchecked, when love becomes possession, and identity becomes a casualty of one man's madness. Let this story remind us, the most terrifying monsters in history aren't mythical beasts. They're people, flawed, grieving, desperate people, who hold too much power and forget where humanity ends. Please like and share our video. Must be subscribe our channel. Thank you.